Hey guys, so it's Saturday. It's Saturday. No, so I'm bringing this picture up again because it kind of has to do with what I was going to talk about in this story. I'm not going to talk about work, just this part right here. But I had to bring it up so you guys know what I'm talking about because some of you might be new. So, so I showed this picture the other day, and I showed the lab over here. Um, so yesterday I'm at work and I come in. There's like two stacks of the bigger boxes like that, and then like two stacks of toppers, and then maybe three stacks of the dividers like these. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like looking at that. I'm like, well, there's none really down here. So, apart from this, so I can just skip it. And then they decide to bring down two tall tubs of it. Um, they were easy though. But I bring this over. So first I try to go at it from this side with the hand jack or pallet jack, as other people call it. I call it the hand jack because you have to jack it up with your hand. But because it jacks pallets, it's also a pallet jack. It's the same fucking thing. You stick it under, you do that, and it lifts the damn thing up. Hand jack, pallet jack, same damn thing. So I go at it from this side, and I can't move it. I fucking can't. I go at it from this side, and I can still I'm able to somewhat move it, but because the hand jack can only reach so far, because if I go any further, it's gonna hit like the wood that's on the bottom, and then I'm gonna have to drag, and, well, you know, forcibly drag. So I had to kind of stick it right there in the front, but because it's so heavy, the backside is being weighed down, so I still had to drag it. Well, rather, I turned it around and pushed it. Pushy drag, because you're still having to with it. But I managed to get it over there. So I had to get it from here all the way over there. So I get it over, and then I start doing these. And the first one I bend over and fold it again, pick it up, and I feel muscle in my arm, you know, pulling a muscle in my arm. Second time, same thing, even with proper lifting technique. Lift with your legs, not your back. Second time, same thing, except it's in my legs. Third time, it's in my back. After the fourth piece, I'm like, fuck this shit. These things, even with two people, we barely were able to lift these onto the pallet right here. I had to do that shit by myself. And after four pieces, I was like, fuck that shit. Fuck it. So I did the two tubs of lap that they brought down. One was like basically just bags of small scraps. And then I did this thing back here, the bunch of like carpetish like stuff. And I did that. But I left that there because I'm like, fuck that shit. I even told my boss, I'm like, if two people together still had trouble lifting this shit, how do you expect me to do it by myself? I said, it's one thing. I mean, I'm 6'4", and these are relatively close to the ground, so I have to keep bending to the ground to lift this shit up. So not only do I fold it, I have to fold it again, pick it up in a way to where I can actually pick it up, prevent it from opening up and smacking me, and then I have to sit it right there on the edge of the baler because the piece, it's bigger than the baler, so I have to sit it on and try to fold it in a way to where I can stick it into the baler. And I told her, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. If I was able to use the forklift hand jack thing that I showed you a while ago and lift it up to my height, all I would have to do is fold it over and then pivot. Just pivot around, stick it in. I wouldn't have to worry about the bending over, tearing muscles, or pulling muscles or whatever. I would just be able to fold it over, pivot, put it in the thing. Even if I have to fold it over and stick it in, it still saves the trouble of trying to pick it up from the fucking ground. Because again, I'm 6'4". I'm pretty high off the fucking ground, and if I have to keep bending over down here to pick something up that's like 100 fucking pounds. Now, I have no problem picking up 100 pounds. That's easy. But because it's stretched over such a far area and I can only reach so far, it's a bit more difficult. Um, like weights, when it comes to weights, I can like one weight, I can lift up 110 pounds easily with one arm. But when it's covering that much area, and then you've got to try to keep it folded together, and then it's completely different. I can't fucking do it. You know, two people, and like I said, the guy was like, "Oh, I wouldn't have been able to do this by myself." I'm expected to do it by myself. So I did this like 3, 4, 5 pieces. I'm like, fuck that shit. So I brought it back over here. This was from the other day. This is not from yesterday. And then there was a bit more of this, but I did that. Um, so I did, what was it? 2 cardboard, 1 luchador, and 1 lap. The fucking luchador was like in every buggy. One of the buggies, I was rolling back into its spot, and the fucking wheel falls off. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm getting carpet in because, you know, my landlady's like, oh yeah, I can come pick you up and blah blah blah. So I'm trying to finish up, and I'm getting the carpet in for my roommate, so that way when she collects the carpet later on in the day, she doesn't have to worry about pulling the tubs out and trying to put the fucking thing in. Because basically we put the carpet and stuff like this. So instead of trying to pull the damn thing out and do it herself, I just kind of started for her, so that way when she brings it down, she'll have the buggy already, and she just puts the buggy right there, and she just picks it up from there. So, and then she just ties it off, takes it out. So, but as I'm doing that, they bring down more cardboard, and he's like, oh, I have a bunch more. And I'm like, how much is that? Because I'm like, a banana bunch is like, what, 6, 7 bananas? So I'm like, is it 4? Is it 5? But he brings down a stack like this, except smaller. It's pretty, I think it's right about there that he brings down. So from like, you know, yeah, about that big. And then he brings down a pile of toppers, which same thing. They're like maybe up here. So not enough to do a bale. But then like he brings that stuff down, and then he doesn't bring anything else. I'm like, was this the bunch he was talking about? Because that's not even a bale. If I was to do that, that would be like crushing the bale once, and that's it. You know, it's like that's hardly a bunch, considering they brought down 15 piles on Wednesday. Theoretically, there should be really nothing left in the factory. Um, but yeah, that bullshit right there. My back is still fucking hurting from this fucking bullshit. Like I said, if 2 people together had a problem lifting it up, how do you expect me to do it by myself? Again, I have no problem lifting up heaviness, you know, heavy things with one hand when it's a smaller space, you know, like a weight, because you can get a good grip on it. And you just boom. But when it covers that much area, it's harder because the pieces are bigger than I am. It's down on the ground. You got to fold it and then try to keep it from opening up again. So it's way more difficult. So no one seems to understand that there. But anyways, we can go full screen now. Here I am. I'm blowing myself up. Literally, I hope. Kaboom. God, I wish. So you can see behind me, there's a garbage bag. Not, I haven't taken garbage out. That's from Dollar General. That's what they put my stuff in. There's cat food in there. I had to get some more canned cat food for the babies, but they were out of bags, so that's what they put my stuff in, or everyone's stuff. I also happened to notice when she's putting the stuff away, and you know the little carousel that they have with the bags on it. When you look at it, it's a swastika. Next time you're standing there in line, look at it. You know, I can't remember if it's the German version or the Japanese version, because the Japanese version's flipped differently. So I can't. I just know it's. I was like, this place is run by Nazis. But yeah, they ran out of bags apparently. I don't know for how long, and I don't know how long it's gonna be. But yeah. She didn't even double bag either. I'm sure they're using bags from the store, so I don't know why. They know I walk, so. But yeah. I also got some Fritos because I plan on making some Frito pie. I don't know when, probably either sometime next week, probably Tuesday. But I bought some ground beef at Ingles yesterday, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make Fritos pie with that. But then I look up and it says, chili. But then like every time I've had Frito pie, it's never been chili. It's always been, beef, ground beef. Um, Ground beef, Fritos, cheese, maybe some pepper, like chopped peppers or something like that. But apparently it's like chili, so I bought 2 cans of chili and but it's not gonna be a straight up Fritos pie though. It's gonna be like mac and cheese Fritos pie, which is really really good. And then I can use the ground beef for like I don't know tacos or something or I don't know. But yeah, the I haven't had Fritos pie in ages, but I like mixing macaroni with it because especially like with the Velveeta cheese and everything. So not only do you have that cheese, you add, you know, other cheese to it. Like shredded cheese and I've got three like sliced cheeses in there right now. I've got Colby Jack, I've got sharp cheddar and Swiss. So I've got a multitude of cheeses I can just fucking throw into this thing. Um The other day, I made myself a pizza, one of those DiGiorno stuffed crust ones. And with them, they say you're not supposed to let them thaw out and everything, but since, because of bacteria, but since it's going to be cooked anyway, it's not like I'm just letting it thaw out and just, no, I cook it. It's going to kill bacteria. But the pepperoni on it, it's never right. They just kind of like all over with fucking pepperoni. But I also like to add my own cheese on there. So I take all the pepperoni off once it's thawed out, add some shredded cheese onto it. Or in this case, I didn't have shredded, so I used Swiss and sharp cheddar. I think it was like 2 pieces each for the first layer. And then so the first layer was 1 piece of each. And then I put the pepperoni back on, circle, circle, circle. And then I kind of filled in spaces and put some more cheese on top. It came out really good. Um, so all the cheese is so close together, kind of melt. Obviously it spreads as it melts. It kind of like morphs with each other, and it keeps the pepperoni in place because I can't stand cutting into to pizza and the fucking pepperoni just like slides off and falls off. But all the cheese, it keeps it in place. So it's really good. Um, I'm not like I've said before, I'm not a whole fan of that stuffed crust DiGiorno, but considering I can't get stuffed crust anywhere else because Papa John's is the only one that delivers out here. I mean, I could make my own, but I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, stuffed crust, if you're making it at home, really, it's just, you can get like those cheese sticks and you just crust and just fold it over the fucking cheese stick. So, but yeah. So I've got a plethora of cheese because I love having cheese around just for some people nom 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 just snack on have a piece of cheese like a little fucking mouse. Um, but when I make my pasta or I have a lot of bagels and stuff, so I'll have cream cheese and I did forget the garlic butter though, so that's sad. Of all the things, I should have remembered to get the garlic butter. but I can always just make my own. I mean, really, garlic, butter, maybe a few like Italian seasoning, and that's it. But yeah, I made something the other day, and I was gonna kind of like or pasta, because really I don't eat it all the time, so I kind of have that more times than not because it's just easier to make. Because again, I don't really like to cook. I don't have the money to buy ingredients and shit like that to cook. Um, I don't have the patience to cook. So most of the time, it's just whatever I can put into the oven, throw onto the stove or whatever. And pasta, it's a blank slate. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. You know, you can make it super healthy. You can make it super bad for you. So me, I kind of experiment. Lately, what I've been adding like some chili in there, but it's been like fucking vegetarian chili, not mine. I didn't buy that shit. My roommate gave that stuff to me. But I've been using that, and I've got some. Hang on. All right, I had to get the bag. So it's Hormel chili, vegetarian with beans. Again, I didn't buy these. She just gave me a bag, and this stuff was in it. So there's the Hormel chili, and then there's this Castleberry's food truck favorites: adobo, lime, white chicken chili, white meat chicken, red and green bell peppers, white beans, and adobo lime seasoning. So I don't know. Probably I think it's like a Food Lion thing. I don't know, but yeah, I think I've used two of these. I think there's like two, three of these, and then like two of these. I haven't opened these, had these yet, but I mean, it looks okay. I mean, but yeah, she just kind of gave me the bag and here you go. So I'm like, thanks. But they've been sitting here for like a month and a half, so I'm like, I have to use them somehow. So I've just been making pasta with them because it's really the easiest thing. Um, but yeah, what else? Um, went to Ingles yesterday. I didn't get a whole lot, just mainly like stuff for the refrigerator because I was running out of everything. I like having like pimento on hand. I like having chicken salad on hand. I like having bagels on hand, because like I said, I don't eat a lot. When I do eat, it's small stuff like a bagel or whatever. Or toast. I put my toast in the toaster. Toast, toast, toaster, toaster. No, I don't really buy the bread anymore because it seems like no matter where I buy bread from, it just doesn't stay very long, whether it's in the fridge or out or whatever. So bagels seem to last a lot longer and they taste better. So they, I think, I think the problem with bread, it's like, when you try, if it's like a sandwich and it's just white bread, you haven't toasted it or anything, when you try to spread things on, it rips. The knife will go through and suddenly you have like this mangled bread. And then when you toast it, it's just like it it's but with bagels you don't have that problem. You don't have to worry about ripping a bagel, you know, because it's so freaking thick. So, I prefer bagels, just plain bagels. You can add whatever you want onto them, give it some flavor. But um yeah, I don't really eat a lot, and when I do, it's small stuff. Let's see, what did I have yesterday? Yesterday I had, I think I hear Sam out there. Let's see, when I was at work, I had two of those egg sausage cheese croissant sandwich things. Um, that was in kind of in the morning, and then I got home around 2 o'clock, and I had a salad. It was one of those Cobb salads. It had like the what's it? Uh, bacon and egg and the chicken. I had one of those, And then when I tried these things, the fucking rice cake crisp things. So yesterday I really didn't have that much. So I mean, I had a salad in the afternoon. I had some croissant sandwiches in the morning, and then pretty much nothing else the rest of the day apart from when I had those crisps. Like I said, I really don't eat that much. And yet I'm still big because still not I mean, I work in a factory and it helps me maintain the weight and maybe lose a little bit, but I'm not doing the same amount of work as I used to. So one, because my body can't handle it anymore, and two, there's just it's not the same there. I mean, when I was first there, I was doing 20 bales a day. The carpet was overflowing. Everything was overflowing down there. Now, normally we do like a week, maybe like one, two, three bales maybe of carpet a week. We were doing like five a day. So it was so different. Nowadays, it's just you go in, and back then I didn't have to worry about not having anything to do because there was always something to do. Now it's like, let's see what's down here. Oh, what do you know? There's nothing down here. You know, more times than not, trying to find something to do. So, I mean, it's strenuous work, and I'm still able to maintain a weight and lose a little bit, but it's not this huge amount like I did last time. Like when I got there, I was 315, then I got down to 270 in like a month. It's not like that. I'm just small increments losing at a time because it's not the same amount of work anymore. So, I mean, it's still helping me lose weight. Because, like I said, when I first got there and I sat down at the tables, my stomach was like pressing hard into the fucking table and it hurt. And I had to like sit to the side like this, like eat like that. My legs were because I couldn't fit into the fucking thing. But now I can actually sit in the booth. So I call it the stomach test. If my stomach is kind of like barely there against the thing now, so I've lost weight there. It's just not as much as I would like. But any lost weight is good, so at least I'm not gaining weight. So it's just sad because, like I said, it's just not the same as it used to be. Five things of cardboard, or not five things of cardboard, like five bales of carpet, five bales of luchador, five bales of plastic. And then I probably do about five bales of cardboard, or yeah, pretty much everything about five. So in a day, I'd probably do about 20 bales. But nowadays, like just the other day, I just did 7 bales of cardboard because most of the time we don't have carpet, we don't have luchador. Plastic she takes care of sometimes. Um, so it's just not busy anymore. And it's becoming winter, and for some reason, contracts in the winter just stop, so we'll probably be even more dead. So, oh boy. We also have like a week off for Thanksgiving. We have like 2 weeks off in the winter, like around Christmas. I think we get all. Actually, let me bring this up. Da, 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 da. I think my calendar is right over here. All right, so November. So I think there's we got Thanksgiving, so I think we might get off. No, I think we go to work on the 18th, and then Saturday, Sunday, and then we have this whole week off, and then we go back on Monday. And then December, let's see. Christmas Eve is a Saturday, so we might get off 23rd. So I mean, 21st would be my last day because I don't work Thursdays. And then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 2 weeks off. Because they would go back on the 3rd. The 3rd is a Tuesday. I don't work Tuesdays. So I would go back on the 4th. Oh, it's also for, I'm looking over here, but let's see, it's over there for, yeah. Actually, can I move it? No, can't move it. But, yeah. So it's, it sucks in the winter because of, like I said, the whole 2 weeks thing. You're not making anything, but like I know soon they're gonna be doing inventory, so which means like all the cardboard, all plastic and shit is gonna be fucking brought down. I'm gonna have to worry about that shit. But it's like tubes the other day. Kevin, I knew when I went in yesterday there would be nothing because Kevin takes like 3 days to do like one box of tubes, and he was cutting tubes on Wednesday. I'm like, there's not gonna be anything down there. There's not gonna be anything at all. So I'm like, he was cutting most of the day, and there was nothing there because he takes forever. But yeah, it's not the same as it used to. I lose the weight, it's just not as in large amounts like it was anymore. Now it's just like a pound here, a pound there. Before it was like all at once. Because like I said, 20 bells a day. But anyways, moral of the story: Dollar General, do better. I don't know if it's your supply or you just didn't realize you were low on bags. You can do better than that. Anyways, that's it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.